guys, it's RealityBullet here once again, bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. And today we are going to be using the UMP45, and we are going to be rushing on the map Hard Hat. And before, actually that's going to be the topic, not before, but the topic of today's thing is going to be how to improve your connection, especially if you're on the PS3. Because if you guys didn't know, the PS3 is experiencing a lot of technical issues and connection related problems that are occurring on the PS3, especially some frames are being dropped and the hit detection is pretty bad, as I do die 2 times as my friend Shady is picking up a quad feed. You can kind of hear him going crazy, but I do get better as the game goes on. But I think this is my streak right here. But anyway, so how to fix those connection problems, and I believe White Boy made a video that is quite similar to this. And I agree with everything he says, and I just want to, well, not reiterate it because I didn't learn it from him. The thing is, I learned it from my friend Shady right here, and coincidentally, right? But the thing is, Shady's been talking about it for about almost 2 years, not 2 years, but ever since Black Ops came out. Because if you guys do remember, Black Ops was when the connection problems and the hit detection problems began, and that is also coincidentally when theater mode started to be in a COD game, right? And ever since then, the hit detection has been pretty terrible. And Shady actually brought this up the other day when he was talking about it, and he was just like, okay, you know, we should try disabling theater mode and see what happens. And 2 days after that, well, Shady brought it up a long time ago, but he brought it up again for Modern Warfare 3 because you can actually disable theater mode in this. But then White Boy made a video and we're like, oh yeah, Shady the boss. But right there I do get my AC-130. And so what I did was I went ahead and turned off my theater mode recording, which kind of makes it a pain because then now I have to record all my games. But the thing is, it's kind of like a balance. I mean, with theater mode on, I was getting much fewer gameplays because I was just playing terribly. I would be aiming at a guy and the frame would just get stuck and I didn't know where he was going after that. So when it got unstuck again, my reticle would be in the completely opposite direction and it would be all bad. But yeah, now my accuracy's gotten a lot better. My shots are hitting them. I'm pulling host quite a few times now, and it's really, really good. It's like night and day almost, and it's back to Modern Warfare 2 hit detection. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 had probably one of the best hit detections of any COD game. If you still ask me if they took out noob tubes in that game, I mean, I swear to God, it would be one of the best games ever made for multiplayer. And that's exactly what Modern Warfare 3 is once, there you go, Osprey Gunner. But once you take off the theater mode, it's almost exactly like that. You have pitch perfect hit detection, and it's really, really good. So I hope they do patch this in the near future, because I would be kind of pissed if they sold this really half-baked game for the PS3. And please, guys, don't give me the BS about how the PS3 isn't as good as the Xbox 360. That is utter bull, because honestly, a game that can support Uncharted 3 can't support Modern Warfare 3. Are you what is this? I mean, it doesn't even make sense, okay? Technologically, the PS3 has enough power to handle Modern Warfare 3. I mean, Modern Warfare 3, don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but it's not exactly technologically challenging to that level. And but I guess the thing is that theater mode does put on a stress. It's basically like having 2 people play, because you're having to record everything that goes on in that game all the time. And it's basically almost having another person play it, because you're having to render everything, you have to record every single shot, and that does take a big hit on the connection, just because you have so much more data being transferred over that connection. And so yeah, guys, go ahead, just try it out. I mean, if you have a recording device, definitely do this and just try to record with your AC recorder or whatever, even if you have a Roxio game cap. I mean, because it still outputs in HD, and honestly, the PS3 and the 360, they both only do a max native resolution of 720p on most games, including Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 does not work on 1080p. It's, even if it does on your TV, I mean, it's just lying to you, because it's just being upscaled to 1080p. It's actually only 720p. So if you have a right there, I ran out of ammo, I ran right into a guy. But if you do have a decent component cable, I would suggest the monster component cables, because they're being sold on Amazon for $10 bucks. It's not really that much. Don't go for the $1 ones, because that's what I use right now. I mean, that's what I'm using to record right now. And I mean, they're not that bad, but you can tell the difference between them and the monster cables, because they don't have that much of a distortion. And no, not distortion, but there's like a little bit of a, I don't know, a frequency problem with these ones, and there's like sort of like a fade in and out and problem with it. But it's not that bad. But I mean, if you have monster cables, I mean, you will not be able to tell the difference on this game, particularly between the HDMI and the component, just because they both still output in 720p. And I mean, yeah, if you're trying to output 1080p, the component can't handle it. But if 720p, it's more than enough, honestly. But yeah, the gameplay is coming to a close, and I am going to town once again. But wait, what is this? Oh no, not again. But there you have it, guys. Lost connection to host. I mean, it's not the solve all, but it's not the cure all, not solve all, but you know, whatever. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know the video just ended, but please leave a rating on what you think the video deserves, and subscribe if you really like this stuff. Later, guys. Peace out. Bye bye.